From the Gulf Coast to the Rockies, there's a new way to fly. The big reveal from inside City Hall coming up.
A $40 million entertainment center. Will it still happen? I'm Tony Jaramillo on the South Side, checking in on the city's deal with Synergy Entertainment.
There's an itchy situation happening in the Coastal Bend. I'm Victoria Valderrama at Lice Angels, where many kids are coming in with head lice. I'll tell you what you need to know ahead of the new school year.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Middle of the week, you know, if you're having a bad one, it's halfway done. Good one? Hey, it is not done quite yet, folks. And to talk more about the weather for the rest of the week, as well as the roadways if you're just heading out the door, our very own Julia Quady joins us. Hey, Julia,
Good
how
morning.
you doing?
Hey there, good morning, you guys. So yeah, in terms of your forecast, things are still looking to be pretty hot for us here in the Coastal Bend, but we do have some changes with an improvement in our rain chances as we look ahead towards your Friday and to your Saturday. Before we go ahead and get into that, let's right now get you out the door, taking a look at your traffic flow. Heading on Ocean Drive down to SPID and on Saratoga, all three of those roadways moving well for your drive heading out the door this morning, thankfully. Moving on over towards Flower Bluff, all clear roadways heading on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. As you get a little bit more closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, though, as per usual, each and every morning you can expect a little bit of congestion beginning to happen there with a bit of a mixture of medium to slow speeds as you get a little bit closer towards the gate. And then heading on over towards the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island. Again, looking at pretty easy drive conditions right now, starting you off on this Wednesday morning. Now giving a bit of a tidbit what you can expect your forecast. Like I mentioned, we do have our rain chances that look to be improving ahead for us for this upcoming weekend. It's kind of somewhat tied towards what's going on in the tropics right now. We do have this new area of interest that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring, a bit of a deja vu situation to what we saw not only a few weeks ago with the same system that kind of started to develop off the eastern coast of Florida that is projected to make its way over towards the Central Gulf. That is now going to be tied towards our rain chances as it has a 10% chance of formation over the next 7 days. More details of my full forecast coming up.
Sounds good, Julia. Thank you so much. So, folks, the House Transportation Committee has scheduled a hearing for today on how to improve federal emergency management agencies' disaster response. The hearing comes just a couple of days after FEMA's search and rescue chief resigned over frustrations with the agency's response to the deadly floods in Texas. Dozens of other high-ranking FEMA officials have also left the agency since President Trump took office. The future of FEMA remains uncertain after President Trump said it could be eliminated, while others said it would be restructured. FEMA's acting director is expected to testify today.
Well, back here at home, Corpus Christi police are looking into a body that was found in some brush. That's on the city's south side. So according to police, the body of a man was found just before 7 Tuesday night by a passerby near Oso Creek at the end of Ranch View Drive and Thor Drive. It's near Rancho Vista subdivision of Yorktown Boulevard. The body was found behind several homes that are being built in that subdivision. According to police, they don't know how the man died, but they will know more once Nueces County Medical Examiner's Office finishes their investigation.
Starting October 9th, Frontier Airlines will launch nonstop service to Denver, the first direct flight out of Corpus Christi since 1997.
Nonstop service to a major hub like Denver opens the door to increased business, opportunities, tourism, and of course investment.
The route will run twice a week, Thursdays and Sundays, with a flight time of about 2.5 hours.
The motion carries unanimously.
City Council voted to approve more than $1.1 million to be paid to Frontier if the route underperforms. If that happens, the money would come from several sources: $430,000 from a federal grant, $100,000 from Visit Corpus Christi, and the rest from Type B sales tax funds. No general fund dollars will be used.
So come October, you won't need a layover to get to the Rockies, just a boarding pass from Corpus Christi. At Corpus Christi International Airport, I'm Senior Neighborhood News reporter Suzanne Stevens, Chris 6 News.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. Back in April, I told you that the city was set to vote on a multi-million-dollar entertainment center near Rodfield Road, but that vote was tabled. On Tuesday, city leaders and Synergy Entertainment met to discuss the project. On Tuesday, City Council approved a Chapter 380 incentive agreement with Synergy Entertainment. The deal will provide up to $4.15 million in tax rebates over 15 years for the $40 million project near Rodfield Road and South Padre Island Drive. Synergy tells me the proposed attraction would be a one-stop shop for entertainment here in Corpus Christi. According to the city, the project is expected to generate more than $16 million in total tax revenue for Corpus Christi over 15 years. If all goes to plan, Synergy Entertainment tells me they plan to start construction by early next year. On the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
Tony, thank you so much. So guess what? Today is the first day of school for students at London Independent School District. And some of those kids will be walking into a new primary school. Last week, the students from pre-K and kindergarten got a chance to take a look at their new school. Funding for the nearly $14 million project was approved by district residents in a 2022 bond election. The district's Facilities Planning Committee will meet this fall to discuss their next project, which could be a middle and elementary school. We want to wish all the students and teachers at London ISD a great first day of school.
Well, speaking of back to school, our Operation SOS road trip continues, folks. Our Operation SOS road trip, of course, will be heading to the city's West Side neighborhood. The neighbor news reporter Tony Jaramillo, he's going to be over at Flower Bluff ISD today. On Thursday, we will visit Alice ISD. Of course, finally on Friday, we will be at the HEB Plus on Saratoga Boulevard.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Wednesday. We made it to the midway point of our work week. We're getting one step closer each day to the upcoming weekend. And along with that, we got some changes looking ahead towards our weekend forecast. I know I mentioned yesterday that our rain chances were looking a bit on the not so promising side. Now things are starting to turn a tide. And I mean that literally because we got some moisture coming in as we expect a bit of a tropical development in terms of a system that's now of interest from the National Hurricane Center that looks to give us some deep moisture that's going to help out our rain chances ahead for us for this upcoming weekend. But before we go ahead and get into that, let's right now take a look at our view from our Whataburger Field Skycam. We got the subtle hints of sunrise that will be beginning over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. But again, getting a bit of a cloudy start for us this morning that will start to dissipate. We'll see some more sunshine, mostly sunny skies as we head towards around midday and by this afternoon. Pretty much the same fashion that we've seen every day so far for us this week. Right now, taking a look at our temperatures and feel like temperatures, things are slowly and gradually warming up, getting towards those upper 70s for more inland neighborhoods, areas a little bit more closer towards the coast. Seeing your temperatures waking up right now to around the lower 80s right now. So again, things are a bit on their cooler note for starting us out this morning, relatively speaking, before we start to see those higher temperatures ahead for us by the time we head towards the afternoon. We can see that warm up. Even by lunchtime, those feel like temperatures already in those triple digits. You can see those air temperatures also accompanying that into those lower 90s, eventually reaching our afternoon high temperature of 96 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Of course, heat danger is still going to be a part of our forecast today. Anywhere between that minor to moderate and major risks expected today and ahead for us tomorrow on our Thursday. But looking ahead towards your Friday, we got some improvement coming in, only anywhere between a minor to moderate risk of heat danger, and that's going to be associated with the timing of that deep moisture that's going to be arriving for us in the coastal bend. Before we get there, though, we still have to deal with that intense heat today and tomorrow, so you still want to make sure you're practicing all those heat safety tips, drinking plenty of water, staying hydrated, wearing those loose fitted clothing, and making sure you're stepping into that air conditioning to give your body that extra help to cool down from that oppressive heat. But going back towards that moisture coming into the coastal bend ahead for us Friday and Saturday, that's what's going to give us that improvement on our rain chances ahead, maybe expecting a couple showers and thunderstorms that will be possible for this weekend. But again, before we get there, still got to get through these last few days in our work week of all this heat and humidity.
Turning grief into positivity. I'm Erin Holly at Driscoll Children's Hospital, showing you how one family is honoring their daughter's memory, one toy at a time.
The foundation is poured. I'm Melissa Trevino in Agua Dulce, talking with the city mayor about the new city hall that will allow people who live here to conduct city business.
Hey, welcome back, folks. It's 6:12 this Wednesday morning. We're taking a live look right now from our studio Skycam. beautiful. Look at the sky over there. 78 degrees outside right now. Of course, we will check in with meteorologist Julia Quady in just a bit. But first, we have news from your neighborhood.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Agua Dulce. People who live in this small city have not had a city hall to handle their city business. City leaders are forced to do their duties in a Nueces County building. But the mayor here says all of that will soon change.
At first I thought it was a rumor, but I did call the mayor and he did tell me it's going to happen. It's in the works.
Jose Gonzalez is a resident of the small town since 1990. Not long after the mayor confirmed what Gonzalez said, there were crews working across the street from his home, the future site of the new city hall.
It seems like this new facility is going to give the city of Agua Dulce a better place of conducting business as compared to where they were.
This was one of the main reasons Mayor John Howard says he reached out to the Wyatt Ranches Foundation for help.
This is a county building. The city has never had a city hall. This is we shared with the county.
The city has a small office within the county building off of Highway 44 for the city secretary and for meetings with the mayor and city council.
We need a nice building for all of this to happen in. We need a place where we can call our own.
The new building will not cost the taxpayers anything, as the Wyatt Ranches Foundation approved the $500,000 building. Will the fact that the Wyatts own that property have anything to do with how the city is run?
No, nothing.
The first ever city hall is expected to be completed in about 6 months.
I believe it's going to be very beneficial, just psychological benefit. And we're trying to improve our inside of our town here, trying to clean it up.
The president of the Wyatt Ranches Foundation tells me his foundation plans to donate the land where the city hall will be built in an upcoming meeting. In Agua Dulce, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Melissa Trevino, Chris 6 News.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Wednesday. We made it to the midway point of our work week, so we're one step closer there to our upcoming weekend. Now, looking ahead towards the weekend, we have a couple changes coming into the forecast by way of an improvement in our rain chances beginning on Friday and heading towards your Saturday. Let's go ahead and get into why we're expecting that change. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at our view from our Snoopy Spears Skycam sponsored by CCAC, where you can see we're looking at, again, some partly cloudy skies this morning that will eventually clear on out, giving us some more sunshine by the midday and heading towards the afternoon. But the view is absolutely gorgeous right now. So heading out the door, of course, if you have to head on the JFK Causeway and this is your view, I think you're off to a good start this morning. We'll go ahead and get into why we're expecting an improvement, though, in our rain chances ahead for us for this upcoming weekend. It's a little bit tied towards what's going on in the tropics right now. So a bit of a deja vu moment here. We have yet another area of interest that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring just off the coast, the eastern coast of Florida, that is expected to track its way across the state into the Central Gulf. Now, along with that, that's what's going to give us that deep plume of tropical moisture that we're going to see arriving here in the coastal bend. It's going to help us out with our upcoming rain chances. So it's very deep moisture, as you can see. We can see all those hues of maybe light green going to a bit of a whiter hue there too. So it's indicating that this moisture is very, very deep because it's tied to the tropics here. And that's what's going to give us our rain chances ahead for this upcoming weekend that look to be, again, pretty decent right now. So we're looking at anywhere between maybe some stray to isolated showers and maybe some thunderstorms that could populate in the forecast late on your Friday night, continuing into the afternoon on your Saturday before things begin to dry on out. We'll have a return of that oppressive heat back in the forecast for early next week. But today we're still talking about heat and humidity, not rain chances coming in just quite yet. Again, the timing on that looks to be on Friday. So for us waking up, again, looking at some partly cloudy skies that will begin to clear on out, giving us some sunny conditions by this afternoon. Temperatures will also increase towards those lower 90s, eventually reaching our afternoon high temperature of 96 degrees here in Corpus Christi. But again, feel like temperatures will continue to range in those triple digits, so we'll still have heat risk still posing to be an issue in our forecast today and ahead for us tomorrow, anywhere between that minor to major risk of heat danger in the forecast today and tomorrow before we have improvement on the way with our rain chances. So we can see that timing, a decrease in our heat risk ahead for us on Friday, and that's set to continue as well as look ahead towards your Saturday. Moving on to your 7-day forecast, again, intense heat and humidity still in store for us today and tomorrow. Tomorrow being our hottest day in the forecast before our rain chances start to come in with that deep tropical moisture arriving as early as Friday.
A teen's bad day leads to vandalism at a church. I'm Stephanie Molina in Robstown, speaking to the community here about what happened to these benches and how it brought everyone together, including the teen vandal.
Welcome back, folks. If you're anything like me, you went to the pantry this morning, maybe last night, found it to be bare. Time to stock up. But where should you go to get the cheapest groceries around town? Don't you worry, I've got that answer for you based on the most up-to-date prices per these retailers' websites as of Wednesday morning. Let's get started with the price of eggs, right? Well, third place, Target, $2.79. Second place, H-E-B, $2.78. For a dozen, and the cheapest we found is for Walmart at $2.72. Now on to a loaf of bread. Third place goes to Target, sitting at $1.49. Then H-E-B, $1.30. Cheapest price is over at Walmart yet again, $1.27. You can never beat those dollar French bread loaves, can we though, folks? Next up, gallon of milk. Third place, Walmart, $2.94. They actually increased their price by about 20 cents since last week. Second place goes to H-E-B at $2.72. First place goes to Target, $2.69. Wrapping things up is a pound of ground beef. That's right, we're checking all the boxes with the protein, folks. Looks like third place, Target, $5.99. Those prices actually went down by about 50 cents since last week. Second place is H-E-B, $4.98. And winner, ground beef dinner is Walmart. As always, if you can find cheaper prices than these guys, might be worthwhile throwing it in your cart while you can.
All right, now taking it outside, looking at our view atop the First Community Bank Skycam atop the U.S.S. Lexington, where you can see things are looking pretty well. Right now, heading out the door on both of our harbor bridges, both new and old. Traffic flow is looking pretty decent, so you don't have any concerns. You have to head either north or southbound on the New Harbor Bridge or heading northbound to North Beach on the Old Harbor Bridge. Again, looking at little to no traffic flows. You can see no cars really heading on over in that direction right now. Go ahead and take a look at the rest of our traffic flow map, see what you can expect on other roadways at this moment. Heading on the JFK Causeway going to and from the island. Things are looking good with no traffic issues. Heading on over towards Flower Bluff. Pretty much all clear on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. As per usual, getting a little bit closer towards the gate. Got a bit of some median speed that you're going to see when you get closer over there. Then heading on over towards downtown. You can see things are looking good on Ocean Drive, down at SPID and on Saratoga. All shades of green on 3 of those roadways, so that means no traffic issues to be concerned about heading out the door on those 3 roadways for your Wednesday morning. That's it for your Chatport Medina Sun forecast coming up.
Bright snacks and fun flavors, but are these eye-catching snacks affecting your kids when they're in the classroom? I'm Michaela Chavez on the West Side. I'll share some color commentary from researchers and what one local pediatrician wants parents to know.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Right now, taking a look outside of our Soupy Spear Sky Cam, sponsored by CCAC, where you can see a couple folks heading on the JFK Causeway this morning under those gorgeous, picturesque views of our sunrise, mixed within some of that cloud cover right now, waking up to mostly probably cloudy skies across the coastal bend that will eventually begin to clear on up. Once again, pretty much the same pattern that we've seen each and every day so far this week, looking at more sunny conditions ahead for us as we head towards midday and by the afternoon. But let's actually go ahead and get into briefly what we're expecting in the forecast ahead for us on your Friday and for this upcoming weekend. Yesterday I mentioned that our rain chances were looking pretty low, not really promising at the moment, but now we got some changes coming in that's going to help us out with our rain chances for this upcoming weekend. And what's going to be the helper for us is potentially the tropics here. So taking a look at our tropical outlook, we do have this area of interest that the National Hurricane Center is now monitoring off the eastern coast of Florida that is now forecasted to make its way across the Sunshine State over towards the Central Gulf. Pretty much a deja vu moment in terms of that we just had this pattern happen not too long ago at all, but it's this system that is potentially going to make its way over again towards the Central Gulf that's going to help us out with some deep tropical moisture arriving for us here in the coastal bend by this weekend, giving us our rain chances that look to be again improving and looking pretty decent at this moment. So we can see that's deep tropical moisture making its way into the area. So that's going to drive our rain chances to maybe stray to isolated at best for us beginning late on your Friday, continuing into your Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. So again, isolated showers looking to be pretty promising for now, especially for northern areas and communities in nearby the Seadrift and Victoria Crossroads area. But for us here at home, again, looking at pretty decent rainfall chances ahead for us for this weekend. But for today, waking up, again, looking at those partly cloudy skies that will clear on up by 10 o'clock this morning, looking at more sunny conditions at that point. You can also see our warmer temperatures getting towards those mid to upper 80s. Feel like temperatures getting towards those 90s by that time frame too. Then heading towards the afternoon, of course, looking at more mostly sunny skies at that point, little to no cloud cover expected across the area. And then we'll see our air temperatures reaching towards those mid to upper 90s. Feel like temperatures well into those triple digits across the area by that time as well. So we'll still be looking at no changes in terms of our heat risk, still varying between that minor to major risk, so levels 1, 2, and 3 out of 4. That's going to continue ahead for us on our Thursday as well. Thursday looking to be potentially our hottest day of the work week, as we'll still be looking at heat danger again, still being a bit of an issue for us in the forecast, but then improvement ahead on our Friday, along with that same timing of the arrival of that deep moisture, driving our rain chances ahead for us for your Friday and for this upcoming weekend. So looking at the next couple days ahead, tomorrow going to be our hottest day of the week, and to see potentially those higher temperatures reaching towards those upper 90s once again, 97 degrees for our high temperature here in Corpus Christi. Looking ahead towards your Friday and your Saturday, again with that arrival of that deep tropical moisture, we'll see our temperatures kind of decrease a bit, take a bit of a step back and getting more regulated to nearby average temperatures here in the area, along with our rain chances coming in again with that tropical moisture, expecting some showers and thunderstorms that will be possible for those few days. But our temperatures will quickly increase after that rain event is over, if it happens at all for us this weekend. So we'll still be looking at likely above average temperatures ahead for us beyond the upcoming weekend into the early start of next week. So just a bit of a brief period of maybe some rain chances coming in with that deep tropical moisture, giving us a little bit of moderation and regulation with our temperatures briefly heading towards the weekend before that intense heat comes back early next week.
Alrighty, Julia, thank you so much. So Heroes on the Water isn't your typical support group, and now Rockport's about to feel the ripple effect. Coming up after the break, I'll show you how it's expanding in this week's Veterans in Focus.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Good morning, KRS from the 3rd Coast Squadron, Commemorative Air Force in Ingleside Air Force.
Hey, good morning to our neighbors over at the 3rd Coast Commemorative Air Force Museum. It's pretty cool, too, if you folks want to stop on by, check out some really cool history and some really cool planes. Well, we hope you guys have a great day. If you want to send in your own shout out, folks, scan that QR code you see on your screen or head on over to our website. That's christv.com.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm, battling for justice, winning for the community.
A team of military wives are bringing a national mission to Rockport, using the power of water to help heal those that call the Coastal Bend home. Take a look.
We're here to help them.
Across the country, dozens of volunteer-led chapters carry out a simple but powerful mission through Heroes on the Water. With free kayaking and fishing trips, the organization gives first responders and veterans a chance to breathe again.
Anytime I'm out with nature, and around good, safe people, it's always going to be a very relaxing, healing experience, and it's really benefited for me.
Their motto?
Paddle, fish, heal.
The organization has already made waves in the Coastal Bend, but now a new chapter in Rockport is hoping to cast the net even wider.
The need is there. We have a lot of veterans and first responders on this side of the bridge that just need one-on-one water therapy. They want group therapy out on the water.
As a female chapter leader, Marinda is also working to shine a light on women in service, a welcomed effort for veterans like Elizabeth Thondike.
It's usually run by men. It's still a very male-dominant world.
For Marinda, this mission is personal. She's not just a volunteer, she's the daughter and wife of a veteran who knows all too well that not all wounds are visible.
In 2013, we lost a beloved family member from some issues that he had come back with from Afghanistan. And so to me, this is giving my way of giving back.
The Rockport chapter held its first event in June, focused on female service members and first responders.
We had a fantastic turnout.
They plan to host monthly gatherings through the fall.
We can launch anywhere from Portland, Ingleside, Port Aransas or Aransas Pass, Rockport, Bayside.
And all veterans, first responders, and their families are welcome to join the experience. The next one is Saturday, July 26.
These men and women deserve people that understand what they're going through, and they can relate and also find a way to relax and make a friendship.
And of course, folks, if you would like to learn more about the group's upcoming events, you can visit our website, christv.com.
Hey there, good morning, happy Wednesday, and the heat goes on for us here in the Coastal Bend as no changes are expected for now, heading towards the end of our work week in terms of that intense oppressive heat in the forecast, but our rain chances are looking to improve. More details on that in the next few minutes. Right now, taking a look at our temperatures in terms of what we can expect in our planner today. Things will increase heading back up towards those lower 90s by the afternoon, eventually reaching our afternoon high of 96 degrees here in Corpus Christi. So got a decent enough breeze coming in from the southeast, hopefully offering a tiny bit of relief in terms of that heat and humidity that's going to be in store for us today. Now, as it relates towards our rain chances, those look to be promising ahead for us by the time we get towards your Friday and towards your Saturday. That's all going to be due towards some tropical moisture coming into the area. Again, by this time frame, heading towards late on your Friday, continue on to your Saturday. So we'll be expecting maybe a couple passing showers, maybe some thunderstorms that will be possible for those next few days. Before we get there, we got more heat and humidity with Thursday, tomorrow being our hottest day of the week. Then more heat and humidity returns back into the area early next week.
From Chris 6, this is 20 minutes of non-stop news.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We'll check in with meteorologist Julia Quady in just a bit. But first, today is the first day of school for students at the London Independent School District. And some of those kids will be walking into a new primary school. Now, last week, the students from pre-K and kindergarten got a chance to look at their new school. Funding for the nearly $14 million project was approved by district residents in a 2022 bond election. The district's Facilities Planning Committee will meet this fall to discuss their next project, which could be a middle and elementary school. Now, folks, we want to wish all the students and teachers at London ISD a great first day of school.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama, at Lice Angels in Corpus Christi, where the owner tells me they've been busy and they have advice for parents before kids head back to the classroom.
I can spot one egg, like in a head full of hair.
Head lice, tiny little insects that spread easily from person to person.
You want to talk about the rise in head lice right now?
Miranda McMahon is the CEO of Lice Angels, one of the few lice treatment clinics in the area.
In the last few weeks, we've seen a huge rise.
Currently, McMahon has anywhere from 8 to 15 appointments scheduled every day.
And we think it's because of like the summer camps and sleepovers, sports, and things like that. But normally, like every summer, back to school time is our busiest time of the year, but it's been crazy busy right now.
Lice Angels is on a mission to stop the spread before the first day of school.
And I'm also doing 50 free cases. So if anybody has lice that can't afford it or they don't have Driscoll Medicaid, I'll do it for free.
But let's imagine a student goes to school with an itchy scalp. I asked Corpus Christi Independent School District what would happen next.
We actually check their heads in a private, confidential manner. If we do find head lice on the students, then we'll notify the parents. The state law says that the student can stay for the remainder of the school day.
CCISD Director for Student Health Services, Veronica Sisk, says the student is excused from school and given a full day to get treatment.
You know, we do check them. We ask parents to come back in with them, let us check them, and then we can guide the parents if there's still a concern.
Lice Angels is open 6 days a week and also does after-hours house calls. We have that information on our website, kristv.com. In Corpus Christi, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama, for Chris 6 News.
All right, now taking it outside, looking at our view from our Skycam atop SPID, you can see those traffic flow conditions are starting to get a little bit more heavier as folks begin to start their day on this Wednesday morning. Things are getting a little bit more busy heading in both directions to SPID, but still no traffic issues right now. So let's go and take a look at those traffic maps to get a better idea of what to expect on other roadways throughout the area. Heading on Ocean Drive, things are moving well. As we saw on SPID, getting a bit more busy, but still no congestion expected on your drive heading in either direction there. And on Saratoga, looking at no traffic issues for your drive on that roadway either. Moving on over towards Flower Bluff, looking all clear for the most part, heading on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. It's a bit of a median speed that you're going to see when you get a little bit closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, as we see each and every morning here for us in the area. Then moving on over towards the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island. Again, looking at easy driving conditions to get you started on this Wednesday morning. That's it for Traffic Report, with details of your forecast coming up.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, folks, it's that time again. Here are the 6 things that you need to know before you head out the door. Corpus Christi police are looking into a body that was found in some brush on the city's south side.
According to police, the body of a man was found just before 7 Tuesday night by a passerby near Oso Creek. It was at the end of Ranch View Drive and Thor Drive near the Rancho Vista subdivision off of Yorktown Boulevard. The body was found behind several homes that are being built in that subdivision. According to police, they don't know how the man died, but they will know more once the Nueces County Medical Examiner's Office finishes their investigation.
Well, Frontier Airlines will soon be offering non-stop flights from Corpus to Denver. Flights will start in October. They'll leave on Thursdays, return on Sundays. City leaders see this as an opportunity to keep more travelers flying local and bring more growth to our airport. The flight is supported by a federal grant for small community air service, as well as Type B sales tax funds.
Corpus Christi Fire Department is giving out free smoke detectors to those in need. 65 smoke detectors were donated by State Farm Insurance thanks to a grant from the Insurance Council of Texas. To get a smoke detector, all you have to do is call 311. The detectors will be installed by the fire department, but if you miss out on a smoke detector, there will be another giveaway in October.
Well, the House Transportation Committee has scheduled a hearing for today on how to improve FEMA's disaster response. The hearing comes just a couple of days after FEMA's search and rescue chief resigned over frustrations with the agency's response to the deadly floods in the Hill Country. The future of FEMA remains uncertain after President Trump several times said it could or should be eliminated, while others are now saying it would be restructured. FEMA's acting director is expected to testify today.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will provide an update on measles cases and outbreaks in the U.S. today. Earlier this month, the U.S. reported the highest number of confirmed cases in a year since the disease was considered eliminated 25 years ago. As of last week, there were more than 1,300 confirmed cases in 40 jurisdictions. 13% of the cases resulted in hospitalization.
Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, has died at the age of 76. The British rocker's family said that he died Tuesday morning surrounded by his loving family. Osbourne launched his career as a frontman of Black Sabbath in 1968 and later went solo. He was famed for his outrageous antics on stage and for being banned from the Alamo in San Antonio after an incident in 1982. Osbourne revealed in 2020 he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. His passing comes weeks after he performed with Black Sabbath in England in what was billed as his farewell show.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Heading out the door, conditions aren't looking too different from what we experienced yesterday morning or the day before that or the day before that. So looking to be a bit of a cloudy start for us here during the morning hours before we start to see a little bit more sunshine coming on through by midday and as we head towards the afternoon. Along with that, we'll see a warm up in our temperatures, getting back up towards those 90s, but at least starting off in the morning, things aren't feeling too bad, reaching towards those upper 70s to lower 80s across the area. 77 degrees right now over in Corpus Christi, 81 in Port Aransas, or I should say 82 degrees rather over in Port Aransas, 81 over in the Bluff, 83 degrees right now over in Rockport. So again, temperatures varying mostly just between those upper 70s to lower 80s across the area. Taking a look at our hour-by-hour forecast here, we'll start to see those temperatures increase towards those 90s around midday, then starting to approach our afternoon high temperature a little bit after 1 o'clock in the afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Again, we'll have our afternoon high temperature of 96 degrees here in Corpus Christi, similar to our high temperature that we made yesterday. yesterday afternoon. Again, still things will be pretty sunny for us here in the area. Still going to be oppressively hot with that heat and humidity still in place. And also we'll still have a continuous breeze coming in from the southeast, offering us just a tiny bit of relief from those winds gusting on by nearby 20 miles an hour. Look at our heat risk. That's going to continue to still be in the same range that it was yesterday, varying anywhere between that minor to major risk in the forecast. So of course that's levels 1, 2, and 3 out of 4. That's going to be continuous ahead for the forecast tomorrow as well. A little bit more extension though of that major risk. It's going to be a little bit more spreading a little bit more evenly across some inland neighborhoods and counties tomorrow. As tomorrow we are expecting it to be our hottest day of the week, potentially seeing those temperatures reaching towards 97 or 98 degrees for our high temperature in Corpus Christi. But ahead for us on Friday, we got some improvement, not as much of those heat related risk expected for us on Friday. But before we get there, you still want to make sure you're practicing heat safety, drinking plenty of water, and making sure for sure to spend some time in that air conditioning to allow your body to cool down and feel a little bit more comfortable under this oppressive heat. But what's going to give that change, that why we're going to see that reduced risk of heat risk in the forecast on Friday, is going to be that deep tropical moisture that's also associated towards a system that is right now being monitored by the National Hurricane Center with only a 10% chance of development over the next 7 days. But it is going to offer us some pretty deep moisture coming into the coastal bend, helping us out with our rain chances that now look to be a little bit more promising beginning on Friday and then carrying on over into our Saturday. But after that, we got some more intense heat on the way coming into the forecast by next week.
It's in some of your favorite snacks and you probably didn't even know. I'm talking about Red Dye 40. I'm Michaela Chavez, your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter on the West Side. Some studies have linked the dye to children's behavioral issues, but here's what I found out. Is it something to think about when packing your kids' lunch? Yes. Should you stress out about it? No.
It's not an overwhelming part of concern. They are not poisonous, and they are safe.
Dr. Eric Baggerman is the CEO of Amistad Health. He looked into the research behind artificial dyes, a topic you might remember from earlier this year.
HHS announced that they're quickly phasing out 2 dyes of the 8 that were being used.
Lately, all eyes are on Red Dye 40. Some say it's tied to behavioral challenges in kids, but some research suggests the connection might not be as extreme as people think.
Maybe about 10% of the population can cause some hyperactivity. The rapidness, the harder time with keeping on thoughts, making it a little bit harder in school.
Red Dye 40 is found in things like sports drinks, candies, and cereal.
Things that are less nutritious food, but colors added to make them look better.
And while most kids aren't strongly affected, moderation still matters.
It's okay every once in a while. Keep treats as treats and not as part of our diet.
You don't need to test to see if your kid is part of that 10%. Dr. Baggerman's advice? Keep it simple. Go for healthier swaps.
But instead of grabbing something that's in a package that says it's made with apples, put an apple in, because those are the foods that help our brain function the best anyway.
Making those changes can go a long way, giving kids better sleep, focus, energy, and overall health. The FDA is working to phase out the remaining artificial dyes before the end of 2026. With your neighborhood news on the West Side, I'm your Sunrise reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 Sunrise.
Michaela, thanks for that. Dozens of companies are also making moves to stray away from food coloring within the food industry. That includes General Mills, PepsiCo, Contraga, Nestle, McCormick, Tyson Foods, Sam's Club, JB Smuckers, Hershey, and Kraft Heinz as well.
And they plan to remove artificial food dyes from their products by 2028.
And for more information, you can always head to our website. That's christv.com.
And now it's time for your neighborhood check-in.
Neighbors here in the Hillcrest, Washington Coles area continue to face major changes, including the city's approval of rezoning this area as a light industrial district. I spoke with one resident who fears road closures is part of a bigger picture to push residents out. Reuben Butler has lived in this home on West Broadway Street for more than 20 years. He says for a while, orange barricades closed off access to his street, preventing him from getting to his driveway. While I spoke with Butler on Tuesday morning, crews came to move those barricades, allowing partial access. However, it's unclear why the barricades were there in the first place. Still, Butler worries that road closures and rezoning efforts could be a sign that the historic neighborhood is being phased out for good. Chris 6 News reached out to the Port of Corpus Christi regarding rezoning in the neighborhood and have not received a response.
A Robstown teen admits he vandalized his 2 benches at St. Anthony's Catholic Church because he was having a bad day. I'm Stephanie Molina, your neighborhood news reporter, explaining how the vandalism brought the church, the community, and the teen together.
This is what Father Ogie and members of St. Anthony Catholic Church found last Tuesday. 2 benches used to pray in front of the Virgin Mary destroyed. That's when community members like Joe Glenn stepped up to help. After the benches were repaired by volunteers, the teen returned to the church and admitted he was the one that destroyed them. Father Ogie says the church forgave him, then came together to pray for the teen. Father Ogie says anyone going through a hard time is always welcome to their church.
I'm Erin Holly, your Padre Island neighborhood news reporter. A few months ago, I introduced you to the Culverhouse family who lost their 15-year-old daughter to sudden unexpected death and epilepsy. This week would have been Kaylee's 17th birthday, and in her honor, the Culverhouse family is giving patients at Driscoll Children's Hospital a special surprise. Turning grief into positivity is how the Culverhouses are honoring their daughter Kaylee's memory. July 23rd would have been her 17th birthday. To celebrate her heavenly birthday, they're giving back to Driscoll Children's Hospital. Toys brought Kaylee a lot of comfort during her many visits there. With more than 1,200 toys donated through Kaylee's Toy Drive, they hope to help other kids too. Those volunteers came together on Tuesday to unload boxes full of toys.
Well, on to what's trending, folks. Chips Ahoy is entering the upside down. The cookie company is teaming up with Stranger Things for a limited edition treat. The cookies feature a new chocolatey base, fudge chips, and a red strawberry flavored filling. Ooh, this is the brand's first ever fruit flavored filling too. The new cookies will be available nationwide starting August 11th. That's ahead of the Stranger Things 5th and final season releasing later on this fall. That looks really, really good too.
Yeah, with the filling, I didn't realize that that was the first of its kind.
Yeah, I was just talking with producer David about this. We should totally see if we can snag a box and maybe taste test them on air. Maybe as good as the TV show. I know you haven't seen it. Really good though, if you haven't. Have you seen Stranger Things yet, Julia?
My twin brother is though. He loves it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's excited. He might try the cookies too. I don't know. I don't know. Our director David knows. I have this thing about fruit inside of desserts.
You don't like
it?
Really?
Just something about it. I just like no.
Oh.
He's saying she thinks it's basically illegal.
Just something about it is just off-putting to me. The only I won't eat pies. I won't do apple pie, peach cobbler. All that's just off-putting to me.
You can just give those to me.
You can have
take
it.
them.
The only thing I'll make excuses for is like strawberries, like on top of pancakes or like on top of a dessert, like a cake or something. But like if it's embedded in it, then it's still like I'm disturbed.
I think it's a nice little treat. You know, speaking about treats, are we going to have to coerce our little doggos out into this heat today for those dog walks?
Yes, you will. You just want to make sure you get it done earlier rather than later, just to protect you and your doggos heading out the door, because things are going to get very spicy, very oppressive in terms of that heat that's going to crank right back up towards those upper 90s throughout some neighborhoods by this afternoon, and feel like temperatures also increasing towards those triple digits once again by this afternoon. But first, let's go and take a look at our start for today. We got Coda out there, maybe expecting some nice conditions heading out for the dog walk, and Coda's right to have that assumption, but again, you just want to get this all done earlier rather than later, just because of that oppressive heat that will be settling into the area by the time you head towards this afternoon. So right now, things are still feeling pretty comfortable enough, bearable, with those temperatures reaching towards those upper 80s by 10 o'clock this morning, then approaching those 90s by lunchtime. We'll also see our wind speeds also kick up a bit during the afternoon hours, still in that same range, going anywhere between 15 up to 20 miles an hour during our afternoon. Still looking at pretty much the same forecast that we had yesterday and the day before that. Still expecting temperatures to reach nearby 96 degrees here in Corpus Christi, again under mostly sunny skies. Still going to be a hot and breezy day for us here in the coastal bend at large as well. And like I mentioned, those feel like temperatures still going to be reaching reaching towards those triple digits across the area by this afternoon. So that's why I stress for any outdoor activities, just make sure you're practicing heat safety for you and for your pups if you plan on heading outdoors later on in the day for that dog walk. But looking at our heat risk, this is part of the reason why you may not necessarily want to do that, because things will be very oppressively hot for us. We'll be still anywhere towards that range of that minor to moderate or major risk of heat danger in the forecast today. It's also expected for us in the forecast ahead for us tomorrow on your Thursday. Only expecting some improvement on that by the time you reach your Friday with that arrival of more moisture coming back into the coastal bend. So that's going to tie towards that association with that area of interest that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring with that 10% of development expected. So for us, this looking to be maybe a rainmaker ahead for us in the forecast, looking ahead to, again, towards around your Friday and your Saturday. So this is, again, that look at it right now, just off the coast of Florida at the moment, still projected to make its way to the central Gulf, potentially arriving for us here in the coastal bend as just an area of moisture and low pressure, hopefully giving us some pretty decent rain chances ahead on our Friday and Saturday. Right now looking to be stray to isolated showers and thunderstorms possible for us on Friday and Saturday, but before we get there, still got all that heat and humidity and sunshine in store for us today and tomorrow. Then we got a return of that ahead for us early next week with temperatures going right back above average.
Wow. Well, hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the early heads up with that potential rainfall, too. We appreciate you, too, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday and an even better rest of your week.
Bye.